seem like it seems like it's a bit of a half-hearted press at the moment. It feels like maybe one or two players will go at any moment, but we're not hunting in packs like we used to.
Yeah, I think it definitely needs a bit more work as well. How we press, because I think
pressing doesn't work if you don't have a proper structure behind it. It doesn't feel like we've got a proper structure behind it at the moment. It feels like just one player goes half-heartedly, another player will go.
I don't know if I agree with that, but I think definitely not everyone is doing the right thing in the pressing, because we're leaving too many gaps, and it's leading to us being played around. And I remember looking at that Villa game, and you could see, I think it was Bergvall just wasn't doing his job in the press, and it led to, if one person is not doing their job, then it can lead to the whole thing breaking down. And I think at the moment there's too many mistakes being made, I think, when it comes to our pressing.
When you're looking at these games, side note, like, do you feel like you're watching a team that is behind this manager?
Well, the reason I would say is because the fact they stayed in the game and they didn't give up, and we came back from 2-0 down. And if they were completely given up, I don't think that would have happened. So I think
we got back in the game, but I mean the way we got back in the game was very lucky. You know what I mean? That's not going to happen every game.
As in, the cross that went in was lucky, but again, as you admitted, they scored in our best moment. They scored when we were on top and we were creating chances. So I think.
Creating chances is a bit excessive. I mean, we created probably... Yeah, we didn't create that many clear cut chances.
We were on top of them, and we were... It doesn't matter clear cut, but we were having moments. We were having efforts on goal. We were on top of them at that point.
We were in the ascendancy, yeah, but I don't think we were playing like scintillating stuff or anything, were we?
No, the point being, we were the ones... Okay, in the ascendancy, whatever you want to say, right? Again, we then concede a goal, and we pick ourselves up. Bergvall's that shot. We then get a bit of luck with the cross that goes in. Well, again, that comes from us still trying to go forward, still trying to score, and not giving up. And I think that tells me that they are still behind the manager, or still fighting at least, or trying. It doesn't look like to me that I've given up.
I don't have any evidence for this, but I got a feeling it's a split dressing room. I feel like some of them are playing for him, some of them are not playing for him. Like, I look at some of the performances on the pitch, and some are just so dreadful. And then you see some players clearly fighting. But then there's also a case where you've got someone like Sonny, who's never going to stop fighting for the badge. That's just who he is, whether he's behind the manager or not behind the manager. So there's that case as well. So I'm not convinced that this whole squad is completely unified behind the manager.
I think in any squad, sometimes you have people. I don't know who you're referring to, but I think in every squad, some people like the manager more than others. I think that's only natural. But I think in our previous 10 years, I think it's been pretty clear, definitely from a lot of reports, but also on the pitch and stuff, that a lot of the squad didn't like who was in charge. I think, and you heard a lot of reports from journalists saying it was, the training ground was a dreary place, all these different things. And we just haven't heard that yet, but, maybe we will start hearing it. What did you think of Andrew's comments about the atmosphere then? He said the players did well to come back from 2-0 down, especially with the atmosphere as it was, he said. And he also mentioned...
Was there any context to that comment, or that's just a comment he made? So I didn't watch his press conference or anything yesterday.
He was just saying that the context was... he was just saying that it was a difficult atmosphere to play in, I guess. And he was saying, given the atmosphere, it was good for that the players, were able to come back. I'm guessing he was saying, the fact it was flat or whatever, the fans weren't happy. And he was asked about what the fans on Thursday night. He was saying, you look how RZ supported their team and how it really helped them, and we need our fans to do the same on Thursday, he was saying. But he also did mention that that has to come from us, and we have to give the fans something to cheer about. Essentially, he was saying, if we can have a fast start, then all of a sudden we can get the crowd being louder. That can really help us. But, a lot of people are suggesting that he's, blaming the fans or saying the fans need more support. I guess following on from what Vicario did last week, is there a feeling that, the fans aren't appreciated enough maybe from this team and coaching staff?
I think when you go back to the beginning of the Ange era and the amount of support and love that we had for this team and had this manager, it was like, you look back at it, right? The whole of last season, pretty much up until the end, you know, with Angels playing after every game and the atmospheres in away ends, the atmospheres in the home ground. It was incredible, actually. It was actually like a great time to be in the stands as a Spurs fan, just in terms of the atmosphere. You know, it's because at that moment in time, we saw something to go on and we saw something to get behind, you know. The first 10 games of last season, it kind of all stemmed from there, and we all thought we could get back to those first 10 games, and it just never really materialized, and the atmosphere kind of just slowly drowned down. And I just feel like right now, the fans don't have really much to be believing him in anymore. I think the belief has been sapped out of this fan base, and I do feel like the majority now kind of feel like this manager don't have a long-term future here. We're not seeing much on the pitch to really support and get behind, and every game seems to be just much of nothing, really. And the season in the Premier League is pretty much done. There's nothing really to go on there. So I think the atmosphere will be a bit better on Thursday, just because it's a massive game. But ultimately, the players and the manager need to give us a lot more to support. And you know, I'm one to say that fans should be doing their job every game, no matter what kind of your feelings are towards the manager of the team. That's not what everyone is like, and they need more. They need to see more. And I feel like the belief is completely gone from this fan base.
Do you feel like he was blaming the atmosphere?
I didn't see the comments, so I can't really comment.
He said it was good for the players to turn the game around, considering how the atmosphere was. So he's kind of implying. I guess some fans are saying he's implying the fans are making it more difficult for the players.
Well, I would say the players are making it more difficult for the fans, or the manager's making it more difficult for the fans. So look, if he had any sort of pop at the fans, then it's going to shorten his tenure here even more, because you don't want to be picking a fight with the fans, which he kind of has done in the past as well. When, you know, we played Man City at the back end of last season, and he kind of came out and apologised quickly straight after that. I don't know if he's picking a fight with the fans or not. I need to probably just watch what the press conference and see how he said it and what he said completely. But look, I can understand where he's coming from, because yesterday's atmosphere was horrific, and it is hard maybe for the team to play under that kind of atmosphere. But when you give a first half performance like that, how can you expect the fans to be expecting anything from that game and to cheer on the players as ferociously as they want us to?
Yeah, I think his point was more about the atmosphere was bad because you were 2-0 down, not the other way around. You weren't 2-0 down because the atmosphere was bad. So I do think that's not what he was saying, but I see a lot of fans on social media being very angry at a lot of these comments, saying, how dare he have a pop of the fans, all these different things. Like, you know, the fans would cheer if you weren't so rubbish, all that kind of stuff. But I don't know, I feel like they were just kind of interpreting that comment, you know, as worse as possible, potentially.
Yeah, maybe. Like I said, I need to go back and watch it. I don't really know what to say or what to feel and what to think about it. But let's just hope that we see a better atmosphere on Thursday, because by God, the team are going to need it, that's for sure. All right, let's move on to player ratings.